Welcome to the season finale of The Bachelorette, live edition. Now, we all know how this works. The Bachelorette, in search of her Prince Charming, the guy that she's going to claim as her husband. And who do we have as our contenders today? We have Alex McDreamy and Mike Jonas, both of which will use 4 different key factors of attraction to try to compete against each other and win over Olivia's love. So, let's get started. Okay, so I want you guys to take a second and think about your love life. Or if you don't have one, just think about your hypothetical love life. And I want you guys to think about, have you ever dated somebody that you met at work? Or maybe someone that you met at school? Well, regardless of where you guys met, you have been influenced by the power of proximity. Proximity indicates that we are more likely to be attracted to people who are physically closer to us in distance. And I think you can see where Alex is going to go with this. He's going to use this to his advantage by moving in next door to Olivia and becoming her neighbor, thereby increasing his proximity. Now, not only is he going to do that, but he's also going to increase something known as his functional distance, which is, in other words, how much he's going to interact with Olivia by joining in on her gardening chores every single morning. Enraged, Mike realizes that it's time for him to make a move. He's going to take advantage of something known as the mere exposure effect, which basically dictates that we feel safer and more positive around things that are familiar to us versus things that are not. So this is just as a result of when we see like a familiar stimuli, we have this fluency feeling or this familiar feeling when we're processing that stimuli, and that has a positive association with it. And so Mike is going to use this to his advantage by appearing throughout Olivia's life frequently before even introducing himself to her formally. And now he's got to start off nice and slow. He doesn't want to be too creepy. He's going to start off as the friendly neighborhood jogger that jogs by every morning. Then he's going to pick it up a notch. He's going to work as a barista at her favorite cafe. And then he's just going to even appear as a mere presence while she's out in her weekly shopping spree, before he even introduces himself. And then he's going to build up enough courage. He's going to ask her out on a date. And Olivia's going to feel very compelled to say yes. She can't figure out why, but she has such a positive image on Mike that she decides just to go out with him, and they go on a date. Alex suffers a hit. He realizes that Mike is now one step ahead of the game, and he needs to act fast. He needs to do something. Maybe he can use something that he's born with. His good looks. I mean, what's beautiful must also be good. Am I right? Actually, this is a cognitive bias that we have, in which people that we perceive as being attractive, we also perceive them as having more socially desirable traits than people who are not attractive. And Alex, in his mind, he's much more attractive than Mike. And so because of that, he knows already that Olivia is going to view him as having a better personality, a more prestigious career, and even be the one to be a better spouse for her than poor Mike. And so he puts on his best clothes, he asks her out on a date, and she says yes. Okay, I want you guys to take a second, and now we're not going to think about your love life, but I want you guys to think about your friendships, and specifically, I want you to think about how you became friends with your best friend. Now, let me tell you a little story about mine. When I first met my best friend, she hated me, and she thought I was weird and too cheerful, but now, after 8 years of our friendship, I can confidently say that she dislikes me a lot less. And research shows that, in fact, this is how a lot of friendships are formed. We tend to like people more if they had something bad to say about us, and then ended off on a positive note. In contrast to somebody had something good to say about us, and then they changed their mind about how they view us. Okay, Mike is smart. He's going to use this to his advantage. Now, you might ask, what is he going to do exactly? Well, he's going to write up an email to Olivia. One from him and one from Alex. An email from him to Olivia will go something along the lines of this. Dearest Olivia, when we first met, I thought you were weird, but now I think you're beautiful and I think you're amazing, and I want to spend every single second with you. Whereas an email from Alex would go something along the lines of this. Olivia, when we first met, I thought you were cool and all, but now, man, you are ugly and I do not want to see you ever again. Not to his surprise, Mike finds out that Olivia reads the emails, And she tells her friend that she likes Mike a lot more than she likes Alex. Okay, the moment we've all been waiting for. Both competitors have presented themselves as very competitive, but who will be the one to call Olivia as his bride? Is it going to be Alex? Is it going to be Mike? It's going to be neither. Olivia claims that none of them are good enough for her love and that she chooses a man named John instead. John is a healthy man with a stable career that possesses resource-based qualities that is likely to increase her fitness later on in the future, claiming that an evolutionary aspect of romantic partners has taken a toll on her decision, and she doesn't care about anything else that they had to do. All Olivia really cares about is increasing her fitness. And now, it's not that John is the strongest man, but that these resource-based qualities will allow her to pass her amazing genes on to her offspring, raise them successfully, and thereby increasing her fitness. And that's the latest trend right now. And so, Olivia and John get married, and they live happily ever after. Now, I know what you're wondering right now. Nour, why should I care about anything you just had to say in the past 5 minutes? How does this relate to me? Why is this prevalent to me right now? And it's actually very prevalent because I want you guys to take a look around you. The friendships that you make, the coworkers that become your family, even that really annoying kid that one day becomes your romantic partner, it's important to be aware of these influencers that gets us drawn towards these relationships. And so I'm going to leave you guys on this note. The next time you think about the next time you strike up a conversation online, think about asking them out for coffee instead. Trust me, proximity will be by your side.